Welcome back, Cowboys Nation, to Fourth and Forever. I am J.R. Castillo, and how about that game? That game was drunk, wasn't it? The Cowboys beat the Giants, hang up a 40-burger, 40-37 in an absolute showcase of nobody playing defense, especially the Cowboys. So we're going to go through the highlights of the game. First thing, we're going to take care of some housekeeping, some notes from the game. Cooper B didn't get out of this injury-free. Cooper Beebe, high ankle sprain. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. That was it looked ugly. I don't know if you got to see it. That was swollen. That was a highly swollen ankle. So that's going to be a tough one. He's developing nicely. Next man up mentality though. So the next guy up's going to have to step up, play good. Jadeveon Clowney. Cowboys have signed Jadeveon Clowney to a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. Could be worth up to $6 million with incentives. Clowney with his a couple years ago when he was with Baltimore on a competitive team, 9.5 sacks. Even last year at 5.5 with Carolina. He can still get some pressure. He can still stop the run. Cowboys aren't getting much at all from Dante Fowler, so I would expect Dante Fowler is the one that's going to get even less snaps now. But you could never go wrong adding more players in, especially players with a high motor like Jadeveon Clowney. Before we get to the highlights and look through this game, uh, and talk about some of the good stuff. There's not really much to talk about bad stuff because bad was pretty much the entire defense. And to break down the bad into individual plays is probably unfair to the entire defense because they just need to be named as one thing. Just all of it was bad. But one thing I want to point out, and it's something I've seen a lot since the game, just because you see a player involved in the play, like right behind the receiver, does not mean that's the player that got beat. On the screen right now, showing you the Cowboys are running basically this defense the entire game. Whether or not it was a good idea or not, we all know it was a bad idea. Got to got to give it to Matt Eberflus though. He stood 10 toes down, and this is what we're playing. And he did no point did he decide to ever change it. That's conviction. It was the wrong conviction, but it was conviction. When you're in a cover four, when you're playing the quarters coverage like this, the corners, every defensive back is sort of responsible for their own little quarter of the field. It's very important you look at this. Corners get this quarter, safeties get that quarter, and they're getting the corner on that quarter over there. It is very important you realize this. Pretty much every play the Giants beat the Cowboys with down the field for touchdowns, they went right up the seam. That's the safety. Now, yes, you're going to look at those highlights. You see Trayvon Diggs coming up behind him. You're going to see Kyrie Elam coming up behind him. That isn't because it's their person. That is because they are so quick that they realized there was an issue, saw that their guy wasn't the guy being thrown to, and was able to get into somebody else's coverage better than the person who was supposed to cover that spot. And the vast majority of the time it was Donovan Wilson. It's a couple times you can see it's Malik Hooker, but the vast majority of the time it was Donovan Wilson. And there was a couple plays where you can see as the play is happening, the corner is looking at Donovan Wilson while he is running behind because Donovan Wilson is supposed to be there because as the safety in charge of that quarter of the field, that is his guy. The problem is at no point should Donovan Wilson be single high coverage. Should never happen. Know the talent of your players. That's not Donovan Wilson's skill set. His skill set is up in the front seven area where the linebackers are. Come up, make the tackle. He's really good at that. Donovan Wilson's really good at wrapping up, making a tackle. Does he fall victim to going for the big hit every once in a while? Absolutely, but everybody does. But too many Cowboy players pointed out, too many Cowboy fans, I'm sorry, a little bit heated about this. Too many fans pointed out, oh, the corners are trash. Trayvon's trash. Elam is trash. These guys are trash. They can't make any cover. Trayvon's getting beat. There were a couple plays that Trayvon did get beat. I'll say that. There were a couple plays that Trayvon got beat off the line. He's going for a press, didn't get a press at all. There was a couple parts where Trayvon maybe could have made a better play, but the vast majority, and in fact, most of these highlights you can see that I'm going to show you in a minute are the Giants going up the seam on big plays. That's not this. That's not the corner's responsibility. The seam is not the corner's responsibility in the cover four. It is the safety has to cover that. The linebacker has to sort of cover a little bit more into the flat. The linebackers weren't getting into the flat enough. But the vast majority is the safety being single high. That safety should never be Donovan Wilson. The the Cowboys need to take, and yeah, you can say how much was Deron Bland not there, changed the way they cover. The Cowboys need to take cover four. Any play that has Donovan Wilson playing single high, the Cowboys need to take that play, rip that play up, burn that play, put the ashes of that play in a bag, put that bag in a box, put that box in the bottom of the ocean, and then just leave because it doesn't work. You can't do it. The player can't cover it. It just doesn't work. And going 10 toes down on a failing routine is conviction, but it was a failing routine and it almost cost the Cowboys a game that they should have won easily. Just wanted to go on that little rant right there because I feel it's very important that people realize that coverage matters more than the image of what player is trailing right behind. Because a player could be fast enough to catch up to a spot that wasn't his responsibility. Got to take into account the coverage. So now that we got that little housekeeping out the way, let's talk about some of the good things before we hit the highlights. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. He is throwing the ball as well as he ever has. He is moving around in the pocket as well as he ever has. He has a command right now of his team that the rest of the team is believing in him. He's believing in them. It is a beautiful sight to see this version of Dak Prescott. The running game. I must start off. I owe Javonte Williams a personal apology. I don't know how to get that to him, but I owe him one. I thought this guy had nothing left. And that is 100% on me. 100% not taking into account that he's coming off his ACL from his rookie year. Javonte Williams can still play. He still has some enough gas left on those tires, enough tread in those tires. The guy can play football. He's a good running back. And our offensive line is doing a really good job getting some rush lanes open for him. And he's much more powerful than I thought. I don't remember him being running as strong like this in his rookie year in Denver. Maybe I didn't see enough Broncos games to realize it, but I owe this man a personal apology. A lot of people owe this man a personal apology because a lot of Cowboy fans were talking like this guy was a trash running back, and he is anything but trash. So Javonte Williams, I am sorry, sir. And then the last good thing that I really want to just point out is Brandon Aubrey. Pay that man. I, whatever he wants, just pay him. Rename the street in front of the stadium to Brandon Aubrey Way if we have to. That man, I wish I was as good as anything as Brandon Aubrey is at kicking field goals because he is just amazing at it. I have never been more confident in a 64-yard field goal in my life. When he lined up for that 64, I was like, oh, it's not even. The announcers had so much, like, can he do this? It's like, well, yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to do it easily. And then, yeah, he would have hit that from 70. All right, let's get to the highlights. The first highlight we're going to show you is the score 6-0, 13:05 to go in the second quarter. It is third down. Okay, this is a big play because the Giants offense, while they've gotten a little bit of momentum going, they haven't gotten full momentum, but they're up 6-0. They're in control of this game. And so we really got to look. The Cowboys offense is yet to get anything going. So Dallas needs to get off the field. And you got Kenneth Murray makes a big play on third down. And it's a play that I think in the thick of things is going to get overlooked because at the end of the day, it's 40-37 final score. But this is a play that the Cowboys have missed so many times in the past. You got Russell going to take the snap. Murray drops into coverage, comes up, and just makes a clean tackle. It's a clean tackle, and it's one of those fundamentally sound football plays that people overlook because at this in the thick of things, that play is just another play, but it was making a fundamental tackle when you had to make a tackle. So bravo, Kenneth Murray. The next play we're going to go take a look at. We're going 2:16 left in the second. It is 13-3. Dallas desperately needs his points. They got to get these points here. And we're going to see on this play, you got Prescott's going to take the snap. And then the Giants were offsides to begin with, but he finds Kevontae Turpin. And good things happen when you find Kevontae Turpin. It is that simple. You get the ball in Kevontae Turpin's hands, and good things going to happen. So the next play we're going to right after half. We're getting right after half. The Giants now have the ball. The Cowboys come out, throw the interception, which maybe not wasn't probably wasn't even an interception. Beyond the point. But here we go. Giants are driving. The Giants know that they can put some distance here in this game. They get a touchdown here. They're in complete control, up by 10 in the second half. And as Cowboy fans, we know how Dallas reacts when they get down by a lot, especially late in the game. So it's 4th and 2, and sometimes it's better to get lucky. Sometimes lucky counts. Get lucky, it counts. And then what you have here, Wilson takes the snap, finds Scatterboo. That's a first down. Scatterboo just doesn't make the catch. Scatterboo could have made the catch. Gets for if he makes the catch, 1st and goal, and the Giants are getting ready to go up by 10. He drops it. Dallas gets back in possession. Dallas has a chance to get that going. And the next play we're going to go to, sort of a direct result of what happens when you don't hit up on 4th down. Dallas gets the drive going. They come down the field. 7:27 to go into third. It's 1st and 10. Simple. Dak takes the ball, hands it off to Williams. Williams, patience and power, and he runs in for the touchdown. And there's a simple thing that you can look here, and it's a big thing that gets overlooked for as much as he struggles at times. Tolbert makes a really good block here at the line, gets just enough of his guy to allow Williams free, and Williams breaks some arm tackles, and now Williams is in. Dallas takes a 17-13 lead. The next one we're going to go here in the 4th quarter. It's 3rd and 4. Giants up 23-20. Dallas cannot afford to punt because at this point, I think we're all starting to see what's happening. It's be the last team with the football is going to win because the defenses have decided they are no longer stopping anything. So on this play, Dak is going to take the snap. He's looking, and he's and again, we're going to point out again here on this play. This is really good cover. This is really good blocking here. Gets Dak just enough time. He throws it, and he puts the ball where only CeeDee Lamb can get it. And unlike last week, CeeDee Lamb bounces back, makes a critical catch, and allows the Cowboys to keep this drive moving. And we're going to fast forward 2:50 to go in the game. It is 4th and 4. Dallas up 27-23. Giants need to go for this. Giants have to go for it because, again, as we've decided at this point in the game, nobody's covering anything. And so we're going to play the highlight. Russ is going to take the snap here. Dallas is showing a blitz. Dallas backs out of the blitz, and Russ just heaves it into the seam where everybody knows where that ball was going because they attacked it 37 times. So we're gonna run the highlight again because it's that important to look at. Again, and you see the start of the play. You see at the bottom, Trayvon is talking to Hooker. Hooker's point. He's looking back. He's talking to Donovan Wilson back here. You can't see Donovan Wilson, but he's back here. Trayvon knows he's passing off Wan'Dale Robinson, he's lined up in front of. Trayvon's passing Wan'Dale off to Wilson. That's what Trayvon is communicating to Hooker. Hooker's communicating that to Wilson. Now, apparently, I don't know what Donovan Wilson is hearing at this point. The only thing I can imagine he's hearing is the teacher from Charlie Brown, and he's just hearing quack, 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 because he doesn't do anything. And Trayvon, at the end of this play, you can see is as he is chasing behind, is staring and looking at Donovan Wilson. We're gonna run the playback one more time. Now you can run it. See, they're still communicating, telling I'm passing, I'm passing. And you got Russ's look. Russ looks right. Doesn't ever look away from it. At no point does Russ even look away from it. And Russ just throws it right up the seam to Wandale Robinson. Giants now have the lead. Under 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. It is now 30-27. The next play we're going to look at, Dallas comes down the field, scores again. And now we got 33 seconds to go. It's 1st and 10. 33 seconds to go in the game. 34-30. And anybody want to take a guess what's going to happen? Because I think the theme is clear what's about to happen. Russ is going to look at Neighbors, and we're going to run the highlight. Russ takes the snap. Dallas is just not getting any pressure, and Russ just heaves it into the seam. And actually, on this one, Elam and Wilson are both there. They are both there. It is pretty tight coverage. This is a really beautiful throw by Russ. This is a throw from Russ about 8 years ago. He just put it right where he had to put it. And it's like so much. Just, maybe the game gets one of those. The game is going lucky or whatever. But without the pass rush getting in there, you throw a perfect pass like this. This is a game. This is a touchdown. And then Malik Neighbors, for some reason, decides to. I mean, the Giants are celebrating. They're doing great. Neighbors decides to do the night celebration. We don't see that in the highlight, but he does try to say the night celebration, and that's never a good thing. Because with 25 seconds left, Dallas is getting the ball back. To play right. This play is important because we're going to fast forward 14 seconds to go. It is 2nd and 10, 37-34 Giants. The Giants are playing. Look at what the Giants' coverage is as we line this play up. Look at the Giants' coverage. They are guarding the first down line. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the first down line. 2 people past the 50. They know they can't let Aubrey get. And this is where I think people misunderstand how good Brandon Aubrey is. The Giants are playing this like they can't let the Cowboys get like around the 45. Dallas is playing this. It's like if we get to our own 45, we have a shot at this. And I fully believe that if Dallas gets the first down marker, I think they're trying a field goal. But we're going to run the play now. Dak is going to take the snap, and Ferguson runs to about the 48 and just turns around. That's the design of this play. And we're gonna re-roll the clip here. Watch, Ferguson comes off the line. The Giants give him free run. Ferguson runs to the 48, turns around, the ball's there, and he makes the catch. And Dallas is in field goal range at this point. They don't have to do anything else. I don't think they did try anything else because we're gonna go to the next play. And as we line up the next play, Dallas did try to sort of position the ball where Aubrey wanted it, so they got a couple of extra yards here. 5 seconds to go in the game. Dallas is going to tip the 64-yarder, and I have never been more confident in a 64-yard field goal. I'll give it. The announcers did a great job building up the suspense. Like, can he hit it? Can he hit it? I don't know how many people in Cowboys Nations were even afraid that this was not going to make it. I had never been more confident in a field goal kicker kicking a 64-yarder. The only reason we're looking at it is because it's a beautiful thing to see. Aubrey kicks it just absolutely on the money. He hits that from 70 plus. I'd probably say about 72, 73. He probably hits that. The NFL has seen 4 kicks in its history of over 64 yards or longer. Brandon Aubrey's done it twice. The guy is absolute money. So now we're going to overtime. We're going to continue here with the highlights. We get overtime, 5:41 in the overtime, 37-37, 2nd and 3. We're at next score wins part of this game, and Russell Wilson turns back into a pumpkin. He's going to take the snap. Pressure. I mean, there's really not even pressure here. There's no pressure here. And he tries the tuck rule, the little pump, and take it. And we're going to run the highlight back again. He's going to try to pump it and hold it for some reason instead of just letting it go on second down. And he throws the ball backwards. He absolutely just throws the ball backwards. And it kills this drive. And it kills the Giants' chance of scoring on this drive and winning this football game. But let's go to the next highlight. 2:49 to go in overtime. This is another one of those plays that constantly Dallas would mess up. And it's Kenneth Murray again. This is a play that in the past few years, you see Dallas over pursue this, and a play that should have been for nothing ends up 10, 15 yards. And we're going to roll the clip. Yeah, Russell's going to take the snap. It's a simple screen pass, and Murray just does a great job getting there and wrapping him up, allowing Ezeraku and Osa Digizua to come in there and finish it off. As you run it, we're going to run it one more time, just that way you can see it again. Russell takes the snap, just a simple drop off, and then bam, Murray just grabs him up, and you got Ezeraku, Odigizua, and Sam Williams to sort of rolls over everybody at the end. But it's a big time play, a play that Dallas has constantly messed up in the past. So bravo on them doing it right for once. And then this is a play. The very next play of this game, second 13, 2:09 to go. This is the game for the Giants. At this point, Russell Wilson has 450 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He has been absolutely incredible. And this play makes it all for naught. He's going to take the snap. You see, there's a little bit of rush. There is a little bit of rush coming as we'll let it play out, and then we're going to back it up. You can see it again. A little bit of rush from Sam Wilson, but Sam Williams. The only thing I could think of is Russ just closed his eyes and threw this ball, and we're gonna play it back one more time. You'll see Sam Williams at the top of your screen. He's gonna get a little bit of pressure. He's gonna back the tackle up, but not enough for this throw to be this bad. As Russ he looks like he panics a little bit and he just chunks the ball. And Wilson, you gotta give Wilson the credit for making the catch. At least he didn't drop it. He couldn't cover anything, but at least he didn't drop it. And just got lucky that he made that catch. And it sets up the next 2 plays. And first one you're gonna see. And this play doesn't seem important, but it's important for 2 reasons. And the reason why it doesn't feel as important is because Dallas is already in field goal range. And with 37 seconds, they are in field goal range to win it. So the only thing to make this kick easier is you cannot take the sack. Even if they take the sack, they're still in field goal range. But it does give extra length to the field goal. It gives a little bit extra pressure on the field goal. So you just can't take the sack, and we'll run the clip. Dak takes it. Pressure gets there, and Dak moves. It's not a flashy move. It's not super agility move. We're not talking like a Lamar Jackson style moves. But for Dak Prescott to avoid the rush, to slide out the way, and then just make the run is something he has not been able to do in the last few years. And he makes a long field goal. I mean, this might as well be an old school extra point now coming up for Aubrey. And while you don't need to see it to point out what happens next, it's always good to see. It's always good to see Brandon Aubrey do Brandon Aubrey things. And that's what we're going to look at. 4 seconds to go. 37-37. If the 64-yarder was no problem, everybody knew what was about to happen. And it's Brandon Aubrey doing just with his Terminator eyesight and his targets, kicks it right down the middle. The Cowboys hang a 40 burger, and the Cowboys get their first win of the season. First win of the season. And first career head coaching win for Brian Schottenheimer. And that's how this game ended. That's how the Cowboys win it. So we got to enjoy the win. And after 2 weeks, like most people expected, the Cowboys are 1-1. I think the discourse from Cowboy fans is funny because nobody would have complained after 2 weeks the Cowboys being 1-1. I don't think anybody complains about that. But people are complaining because they should have beat Philadelphia, and then they should have just trounced the Giants. They played good enough to beat Philadelphia. Should have won that game. They didn't because of their own mistakes. And then they should have trounced the Giants. Should be 2-0. But after playing pretty much mistake-free football against the Eagles, they played a very mistake-filled football game against the Giants. And hook or crook, sometimes you win one you shouldn't, sometimes you lose some you shouldn't. And I think the fact that the Eagles game was close upsets Cowboy fans because they know they should have won. So now we're complaining that we're 1-1 instead of being like, well, we knew we were gonna be 1-1. I don't know what happens from here on out. If the defense plays like this every week, can Dak really be Superman that much? I think he has the ability, but really be able to? It's a whole nother question. I'm going to enjoy the win. Uh, Figuring we're 1-1 for 2 weeks, and then playing the Bears. There's a lot of things we're going to talk about for the Bears preview game episode, but for right now, hung up a 40 burger. We beat the Giants again, continuing that dominance. We saw a lot of great things from Dak Prescott. Brandon Aubrey's amazing. CeeDee Lamb bounces back. The defense doesn't deserve to be talked about that much at all, really. But hey, a win's a win. Hook or crook, inch or a mile, wins a win. So that's today's episode, Cowboys Nations. We are 1-1. Let's enjoy it. Let's get ready for the Chicago Bears. Let's beat the Bears, and then we'll have a lot to talk about after that game. But until then, I'm JR Castillo. This is Fourth and Forever, and enjoy the rest of your week.